So taking a second to come in for a landing in your body, maybe just a little bit of movement, a little bit of wiggling, just to feel in. Like if we're in stillness, sometimes it's harder to feel what's going on. But when we wiggle and we move, then we can feel really what's going on. So using movement as like our check-in, like a little bit of wiggling, a little bit of weight shifting. And then let's inhale and open, stretch and reach up. And then exhale, reaching out into the space around you, like really actively stretching out through your cells, through your nervous system, through your fascia, out and up, and then out and down. So it's very active stretching away from center. Inhale, open, fill up your lungs, reach, 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 and then exhale, continuing to really expand and reach out. Two more like that. Inhale, reach, 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 and exhale. And let it go and inhale. So deep inside your body, even your nerves are getting this lengthening. And then we're going to come into the horizontal plane and just spiral in one arm and then the other. So you're twisting in, just looking out over your hand. It doesn't have to be a big spiral through your whole back, but this spiral from the fingertips in through the shoulder girdle, into the rib cage, lungs, into the heart. And then we're going to internally and externally rotate. Just shake it out for a second. I'm just going to shut a door. We're going to internally and externally rotate, hollowing in, opening up. So feet, and I'm going to go onto the floor. It's easier to do it on the wood. Internal rotation, external rotation. I'm just going to keep my hands low for right now, letting my shoulders really spiral in and my hips spiraling in, arching and opening. So it's a cat-cow with this internal and external rotation in the arms and legs. So our hip sockets, our rotator cuff, all the tissue through our body is getting this extra sort of ringing movement, right? With that spiraling, so that we can let the hydration in our body readjust to being vital and functional, so that it's supporting our tissue, right? If we don't move hardly, we're not offering our body that extra fluidity and fluency and resilience, right? That bounce and rebound in our tissue. That is our soft tissue, which is in everything in our, well, it's not really in our bones, but we have soft tissue. That's what our meaty stuff is, soft tissue. All right, head down to your feet, an undulation through your spine. Here's what it looks like on me. Doesn't have to be your biggest. I am initiating the movement with my head. It ripples down my spine through my tail, down into my feet. And then we're going to change it, feet up, so knees up to your head. This one's actually, I think, probably easier. Knees rippling up, nice kinetic chain of movement. Why does this matter? Because when we move different parts of our body, we aren't allowing our energy to get stuck there. We are less likely to be calcifying inside of our, well, when we aren't moving a lot, or when that calcification starts happening, it could be like in our in our spinal cord, right? So it's not the cord itself, it's the bones around the cord that start to squeeze it in. So when we move in these different ways, we're just offering the fluids to reintegrate anything that's getting stuck. Head to feet, side, side. Axl Rose, Stevie Wonder. Sort of a natural movement that if we allow ourselves to allow our head to go off vertical, we can get this nice movement in our bodies, right? So this is actually in the vertical plane. I am moving in this vertical plane, the door plane. When we were doing the undulations forward, moving in the sagittal plane. And let's change this. We're going to reach over and come up. Reach over and come up. So I'm doing a big weight shift. This leg is actually not, I am not standing on it anymore. I'm freeing it up. So I'm coming to one side. You can try lifting that leg off and see if you can balance there or not. It'll just give you a little bit more of abductor work going there. and some balance. Sometimes it's especially hard to balance when our head is off vertical. So by doing this, we're giving our body more kinesthetic awareness, which means it's the awareness of movement and sensation in our body, as opposed to balancing just from the visual field, using the visual field to balance. We have to do it from what we feel in our body. This is really worth developing your kinesthetic sensibility, your kinesthetic awareness, especially as we age, so that we aren't so dependent on seeing to balance. Because most of the time, our head has a natural uprighting reflex. It keeps us upright. We look around, we see the world. We're not doing this, running around with our heads all over the place. But maybe we should some of the time, right? So that we get used to feeling into our body so that we can find our balance through that. All right, we're gonna do a bigger internal and external rotation. Internally rotate, knees in. Externally rotate, knees out. Internal rotation, scoop the belly. External rotation, arch. Hollow and curl. Open it up. Hollow and curl. Open it up. So all of this is really, we're doing sort of whole body, big movements. Trying to get the whole body having some pumping of the tissue, the breath, the lungs, the blood. I don't mean pumping like that. I just mean like that, right? There's a natural sort of flow of movement going through your body. Let's do one more thing. Standing with balance, you're going to take your hands can either be on your hips, out to the sides. Probably it's easier to do something with them. And when I hold mine out to the side, they're just slightly in front of me. If I hold my hands out behind me, it's harder to balance. So hands slightly in front. I'm going to go onto one leg, reach it out, flex, point, fold it in, big side stretch. Ooh, side step, up, out, flex, point, in, big side step, up, out, flex, point, fold, big side step, up, out, flex, point, fold, open it up, out, flex, point, fold, big side step, up, out, flex, point, open wide, up, out, flex, point, in. If you want to really challenge yourself, try doing this with your eyes closed. Coming up, out, flex, point, in. Then you'll know exactly what's going on in your kinesthetic awareness. So I have closed my eyes. I am doing it. It is a lot harder. Good. And relax. Shake it out. Let it go. Circles with your shoulder. It may be plenty to do it with your eyes open. So I actually had a performance last night with my boyfriend's band, Tonus Maximus, and the Glam Rock Cabaret, and my dancers. And when you're dancing on stage, it's not like it's dancing in the daylight. Like the lighting is very coming from here and there. It's changing. It's a totally different experience of being a person in a body when you're dancing. I mean, that's why people like to go to clubs with the lights changing and you're dancing, you're doing your thing. But in this dancing, like there are times where we need to be able to balance, right? And in the dark, we have masks on, different things. It makes it much more challenging, which to me is what makes it fun. Let's take that down and rock from side to side. So this workout, so I called it resilience through movement, is because I wasn't very warmed up yesterday. We had so much preparation. We do like a million costume changes. I had a car full of different things to do this show. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to warm up. I didn't teach a class. And so it was also on a really hard cement floor, which totally sucked. But because of that, my body's like, oh, so the movement that I'm doing today is like, okay, let me get my body back into being a body that I feel familiar with. So really recuperative movement. Circle up. This one, take it down to the floor. Surrender. Come up, open, arch, chest, lungs opening, heart opening, and then surrendering down, letting go. Opening up into the air, into the high places, and then down to the ground, down to the earth. Coming up, we can say like this opening through is sort of exalted, then coming down, surrendering, grounding your energy. Opening up, taking it down to the ground. Open, open, down, open, open, and down. And we're going to change it. We're going to do another one here. You're going to see how it feels. If twisting is challenging actually, let's do that one later. Let's do it now. You're just going to reach out and come up, reaching on the diagonal, bringing it in, reach it out, bring it in, reach it out, bring it in, reach it out, bring it in. We're not going to do a whole lot. Switch it to the other side. Reach it out, bring it in, reach it out, bring it in. You're finding that length through your body, spiraling and reaching, and you're on this incline. In 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and coming in. So all of this rolling across our butt on the floor, like that's some of the stuff that my body needs to recuperate. Like that's going to put compression into the tissue. And as you release the compression, it sort of fluffs back up. Let's calm down. Just take a second. Let's like shake it out, make some noise, get some vibration into your body through sound. And feel into the 2 sides of your body. Like I can feel in my sensation that one side of my body tends to condense a little bit more, and the other one tends to feel more open. So when I come down, I relax into it, I go, oh, can I breathe more into that more condensed side? Can I give that side more space, right? So this is one of the reasons why we want to start really attuning to what we're feeling in our body, so that when things are kind of a little off, either energetically or physically, we can bring some movement into there. So I am just going to offer that we do really easy and gentle head tail movement here, where it's kind of like you're wagging your tail and your head at the same time. Maybe it starts to ripple a little bit, or maybe it doesn't. Really, whatever is working for you. And this is to sense into your torso. Are there parts that feel kind of stuck, or into your spine? And sometimes we have chronic areas that like, oh yeah, that's always stuck, that part of my neck. I do highly, highly recommend that you see people that work on your body, whether it's a chiropractor, a physical therapist, a massage therapist, cranial sacral, acupuncture, somebody that's working on your energy system, somebody that's working on your physical body. It's so helpful. For allopathic medicine, not such a big fan of that in the body. Although if you break your leg, you definitely need someone to fix it, like put it back together. All right, pressing it up, circles with your pelvis, circling around, finding your breath. And also, like, all of this is a combo platter. Like, we need all the things sometimes. Change direction, but I've had such tremendous help in my life from chiropractors. And the reason it's chiropractors is I could afford to see them. So that's, and because they do great energy work too, usually, if you have a good one. And then come in, roll it down through your spine. And circles with your knees. Yeah. Yeah. One of my chiropractors, her name is Sura Al-Shabib. And she, I think, is working in New Jersey now. She is amazing. And then another one is Amy Burke, and she's working in Italy. I think she's in Venice. Change direction. And they are both incredible. Both of them really have helped my body. And then let's take a big happy baby pose and just wiggle around in your happy baby. And my other thing is to say, like, if you go to somebody and their touch does not feel good to you, don't let them keep touching you, right? I had him once. There was a massage therapist at the gym that I was working at, and he's like, let me work on you for 5 minutes for free. And I was like, okay. And he works on me, and it just did not feel good. And then he's like, oh, your neck is so tight. And I started laughing. He goes, this is no laughing matter. He gets really pissed at me. I'm like, you do not need to touch me, my friend, not friend. All right, let's go one leg up and the other. So if people are trying to like scare you into things, maybe that's not the right person. Well, it wouldn't be for me. And also, if the touch doesn't feel good, don't do it. If the touch feels good, that's probably really good. Yeah, learning to, especially with our bodies, learning to trust what's going on in a physical sensation in our body. Like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Don't, that's a good place to walk away from. And I'm not talking about like, oh, that's a little bit painful. Like sometimes some of the stuff hurts, but you can feel energetically if it feels good, like if that person is helping or not. All right, let's open all the way out to the sides. We're going to flex the knees and ankles, extend and point your toes and crisscross, beat, beat, and open. Knees and ankles bend, reach and point, crisscross, beat, beat, open. Flex it in, reach it out, beat, beat, open, flex, reach, crisscross, open, flex it in, reach it out, beat, beat, open, flex, extend. If you want to get more ab work in there, you can take your hands behind your head, flex, and reach, crisscross, open, flex, and reach, beat, beat, open, flex, reach it long, crisscross, open, flex, reach it out, beat, beat, open, two more, flex, extend, and lengthen, crisscross, open, last one, flex, reach it out, beat, beat, and open. Open your feet wide, internally rotate one leg at a time. Spiraling in so that your quads, your external rotators, your piriformis, your glutes, especially the high glutes, the minimus and the medius, get some internal rotation. If that hurts in your knees, don't do it. But let it massage out your sacrum. And then if you want to, you can hook and hang. Breathing. And then switch other side. Hey, Peapod. And then let's come in and let's go back up. We're going to do a little bit more hamstring and back work. So we're going to do the variety pack, pressing up and walk your feet further away, flex your feet. You're going to pull on a diagonal forward and backward. So I'm firing at my hamstrings for a little pull. Although I don't really I just think of the movement more. I'm saying firing up your hamstrings because people are like, well, what am I working? But thinking about moving on this angle in this sort of inclined plane, getting that going, more than worrying about what part you're working. If you're moving well, you're going to be using the right muscles and you'll start to feel it. And then release, roll it down through your spine. Take your knees into your chest, take your nose up to your knees, just pull into a ball there around your lower back. And then coming up, shaking it out, getting back to neutral and lowering your feet back down. This time, we're going to do it instead of flexing your feet, you're going to leave your feet on the floor, slide them out again, coming up on the diagonal, and again, pulling forward and backward. Breathing into it, finding that inclination. Switch it to a flex for a second and just feel the difference between that flex version and then the feet relaxed on the floor. Go back and forth a couple times. Good, and release and come down. Take it up, stretch it up, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Give your hamstrings, with your knees bent, give them a little hit. And then you can go out to your IT band and let's go into your calves as well. So gentle hit, letting that tissue soften up and relax. I'm going all around my calf and shin. Oh yeah, so not only were we dancing on a really hard floor, we were also wearing high heels. all of these things. But you know, in the type of dancing like cabaret dancing that we're doing, it just looks so much better. So anyway, that's what we have done to ourselves culturally. Let's go with big circles with your legs. Up, open it out, down, or small circles. If small circles are what you need, go for it. I'm going to flex up and point down. Yeah, if I had done this workout before that show, even if I'd done it in the morning and the show was at night, I would be in much better shape. But I will say there's one other thing that I really use to recuperate, and that is water. Just being in hot or cold or going back and forth between hot and cold can really release tension and inflammation in my body. All right, let's let that go. Shake it out, shake it out. Shake out your arms, free up your spine, head, tail. Have a little tantrum on the floor, releasing any stuck energy or inviting it to release. Taking your hands behind your head. Let's reach the flexed feet up, maybe past 90, maybe 90 degrees, whatever works for you. You're going to point down, flex, push through the ceiling, point and reach, flex up. I'm actually going to take my leg all the way down to the floor just until I feel my heel touch, and then I'm going to bring it back up. So you're getting that lengthening from your torso out through your leg. Feeling the stretch through the front of your hip flexor and even up into your torso. So feeling that connection of the leg up into your torso and let it lengthen out. So it's not all contracted, but it's getting a chance to lengthen there. Inhale, exhale. Nice contralateral movement, cross body movement. Last one. And bring it in, relax your head to the floor. Head, tail, free it up, shake it out, shake out your body, relax your guts, relax your abs. If we are told to tense muscles and then we start doing it, then we're acting with a lot of extra tension in our body, right? So let it go. Let your body, our animal body is very intelligent given the right resources. And the right resources are movement, clean water, healthy food, enough sleep, good relationships so you can feel okay about being a person in the world. Let's take that over to the other side. And those relationships could be even the relationship with your pet, right? Those, my cats are really important to my mental and physical health. And so is like my family, and so are my friends. It's never too late to broaden your circle. Although having said that, there are some people who are super hermit and need to really be alone a lot, and that's cool too. Sometimes that's the resource, having time to yourself. But what I'm trying to say is like the cultural inhibition that we place on our bodies about what we should look like, what we should be doing, how we should be holding attention. That's a lot of imposition of ideas that are old and stale and crusty and should be thrown out. All right, those old stale crusty ideas, let them go. Let's open up into an X. We're going to take an elbow to knee here and then really stretch it out. Elbow to knee, stretch it out, radiate away from center. We come in, we open up, bring it in, and there's Gaylord coming for his appearance. Probably won't stay long because he's not getting paid, but you never know. Reach up, open, up, and open, up, and open. One more. And let's bring it in, knees in, spiraling, twisting from side to side. If this hurts, don't go deep. If it feels good and you want to go deeper, extend out your legs. Good. And bring it in. Roll it back and forth, rounding your spine. Massaging through your back. Try to curl in, especially through your lower back, so that you can really massage out that area where the arch is. If it feels good and you want to hang out in your plow, go for it. If you want to be more intense, take it up to standing. Really work with what's going to work for you. Last one. And let's come onto our sides. We adjust the costume. All right. I am going to go onto my side and I'm going to lift my legs up off the floor. I'm going to internally rotate both legs, externally rotate. In and out, in and out. Legs are straight down below me, in and out, in and out. Get that massage underneath. If it hurts on your hip underneath, be gentle, maybe add a little more padding, but know that this compression down there on that hip and that bone are increasing the integrity and the intelligence of the joint and the tissue. So we don't always want everything to just be like soft and mushy, right? Like we want to start to differentiate like, oh, that pain is too much and it's causing tension and holding, or that's okay and I'm actually releasing tissue, right? That's sort of two different things. And it takes a lot of spending time listening to your body to know the difference. All right, let's go up and down. Up, toes to your knee, rotate it in, rotate it out, kick it up, and come down. I'm going to flex and point whenever I feel like it. I suggest you do the same thing. There's a lot of directions here, and I don't want to add the foot. Up, fold it in, turn it out, kick it up, and come down. Up, in, rotate, rotate, up and down. Up, in, turn it out, kick it up, come down, up, in. I'm sweating, in, out. It's only because it's so hot. It's been so hot this September, end of October. And down, last one, up, in, rotate, rotate, end of October, end of August. I'm doing that. My brain can't really function super well on multiple fronts. Last one, up and in, rotate, rotate, and up and down. Let's take the legs slightly forward into that Pilates pike. So we're now on an angle. You're going to bend your knee, toes to your knee, reach forward, flex, take it into the back space. Point your foot to come through, reach it out, flex to take it back. Point through, flex back. Point through, flex back. Really reaching as far back as you can with a straight leg before you bend to come through. Opening up, feeling how your leg is connected all the way in through your psoas to your spine. That psoas is connecting into your lesser trochanter, the inner upper knob of your femur head. And then it's all the tissue, right, going up into our body. On a fascia level, we're 100% connected. On a fluid level, we're 100% connected. Last one. Take it into the back space, point your toes, make circles in one direction. Feel how that feels in your belly. I'm not saying engage and squeeze it in. Don't, just let yourself feel it and then flex and change direction. Working with the minimal effort, not the maximal effort. And then bend and grab and take a hip quad stretch. Knee going back, you can rotate in and out. And then release. Come onto your back, just shake it all out, let it go. Come in, let's cross the leg that was just working over the other one. Bend your knees and draw it in towards you. Hip stretch. Relax your back. Relax and melt. And then release that. Roll yourself around and flip over. I reserve the right to completely mess it up on the second side, but I think I know what we're doing. Taking your legs straight down below you, internally rotate, externally rotate for 8. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to the hip socket, 7, 8, and beyond, right? It's going all the way up into that tissue. If you put your hand on your hip and you rotate in and out, you can feel that movement up here in your body. All right, then the kicks. So legs are still straight down below you. You're gonna kick up, fold it in, turn it out, kick it up, and come down. Up, toes to knee, rotate, rotate, extend, and lower. Up, in, rotate, rotate, extend, lower, up. Trying to turn out your leg so that your knee is pointing up toward the ceiling until you turn it in. Up, in, rotate, rotate. So in a weird way, like this workout today for me is kind of like the filtration system for my body. I'm clearing out any bad stuff that I did to myself. I didn't actually injure myself from what I did yesterday, but my body wasn't feeling super great after that show or this morning. So I did like a hot, cold shower, like where I did mostly hot and then cold at the end for like a few minutes. And then this is the movement routine to just get myself back in. My tissue goes, oh yeah, this is good. We know this last one. And then taking it forward. And we're moving in so many different ways with different relationships to gravity, right? Here we are on our side. We've been on our back. We've been standing. Anytime you keep shifting your relationship to gravity, just by itself, the water in your body has to adapt to that. All right, so we come here into the Pilates pike, point your toes, reach it forward, flex, and take it back. Oop, me and the plant. Point forward, flex back. Point forward, flex back. Point, reach, flex back. Point, through, flex back. Point, through, reach it back. So I feel this when the leg really reaches into the back space, I get a nice stretch through my guts, through the front of my abs, right? I'm not trying to engage them and not allow that stretch to happen. I am letting it open, open, open. When I start to bring it back in, by themselves, they might do some work, but I'm not trying to do more work with my abs. Last one, reach it into the back space, point your toes, circles. And flex, go the other way. Maybe slow it down. Feel that leg extending out of your body. And then grab on. You can try turning it in and out there if you want. Feel into the stretch. Just feel what your body needs. And don't assume that it's the same every day. Every day is a different day in your body. Good. And then release that. Come onto your back. Have a big breath and a wiggle. Melt into the floor. Let your tissues release. Maybe give it a shake. And then cross the working leg, the one you were just working over the other one. And melt into that. Breathing. Good. And then let's release that, shake it all out, and flip over. Let's come all the way onto our stomachs on the mat. Bringing it back in. And let's go with a Sphinx position. From here, drop your head, round your spine, look towards your belly, and then drop your pelvis to the floor, pubic bone to the floor. Roll it up through your spine and lift your legs. Legs drop, head drops down, scoop and curl, pelvis drops. Roll it up into the arch, lift your legs. Head drops down, push, curl, pelvis drops, and open, head drops, push, pelvis drops, and lift. Stay in the lift and let the arms come up off the floor. Everything radiating away from center. The things I find down here on the floor, I don't want to know what they are sometimes. I just vacuumed yesterday too, in the middle of my madness of preparation for the show. Hands down, inhale, arch, and exhale, release. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, arch. You can try bending your legs if that feels good, or even if it doesn't feel that good, give it a try and release it down. 2 more like that. Up and release. And last one. And take it back into a child's pose. Shift around in your child's pose. Let your head massage out your forehead. And then come up to your forearms and bear weight in your arms and just open and close your hands. So palms up, palms down, letting this massage through your forearm. You can also like do a little pull so you get some shear on the tissue in your forearm. And then curl and round and arch. And let's come up into a downward dog. Just walking through your feet, bend one knee and then the other. Taking one leg up to the ceiling as high as it can go, and then knee into your chest, bring it forward, 3-legged dog. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cross under. Inhale, reach. Exhale, outer shoulder. Put your foot down onto the floor. Backstroke that top arm 3 times. 1, 2, swimming through the space. 3, and then forward. 1, 2, 3. Hand down inside your foot. Kick it up to the ceiling and lower down. Same thing on the other side. We're just going to do 1 set on each side. Up, knee into your chest. Inhale, reach. Cross it under. Inhale, reach. Outer shoulder. Foot down. Backstroke. 1, 2, 3. Front stroke. 1. Front crawl. 2, 3. Take your hand inside your foot, kick it up to the ceiling and lower. Lift your heels around your spine, roll it forward. 10 counts to go down, going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way down. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale up, exhale, double pulse, heels. Inhale, open, exhale. Inhale, use your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth, or out through your nose. Two more. Last one. Open it up. Just float. You can move it around. Take your hands next to your chest. Arch up, round your spine. Child's pose one more time. Wiggle from side to side. Breathing big, deep breaths. Really breathing 3 segment breaths. It goes into your belly, it goes into your lower ribs, and goes into your upper. So you're filling up the whole enchilada. Interlace your hands out in front of your head, roll up onto the crown of your head, and then lengthen it down. Rounding up and lengthen down. Tail reaches back, rounding up and lengthen down. And one more. Come down. We're just going to try this. Just a very light pressure. You're just going to push your head into the floor just a little bit, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 2, pushing down and then releasing, pushing into the mat and releasing, little push and release, little push and release, and come up, sitting in any kind of comfortable position, anything that works for you. Hands behind your head, push back and release. Push into your hands and release. Push into your hands and release. So when we're working our neck, but we're working our whole back as well, right? Push and release, push and release, push into your hands and release, and push and release. Good, shake it out, turn your head from side to side, let that spiral down through your body, towards your legs, towards your pelvis. And let's come in, my hair is looking really good now. What is it doing these days? Who can even say? Let's come back into this knees. We're going to roll from side to side, but we're going to change it. So instead of leaning back here, we're going to start to go forward as if you're going to come up. You can use your arms on this. My knee is going behind my heel, coming up. You could also not use you can push off the floor, or next step is coming onto that front foot and coming back down, swinging the foot across like you're going to get up. And for right now, I'm really using my hands to push the floor away, like I'm getting that extra arm work. And also I'm still rehabbing that knee, and I've been kind of dancing on a cement floor, which is not an optimal situation. Last one. Yeah. So last thing that we're going to do here is onto both knees. And legs are right out behind you, taking it down and then up. If this hurts, you can take your body forward, not go so far. If you want to make it harder, you can take your body back on the lean. If you're really strong and flexible, you can probably go all the way back, but don't try that unless you've done it before. Just going down and up is enough. And if you could also try this with your toes curled under, right? I can feel between my two sides, like I've got a few injuries in my body that are like, not quite into that. Two more. Last one. And take it onto hands and knees, curl your toes under, take your butt up to the ceiling. Let's take one hand through, looking under, and then release, and the other hand through, looking under, and release, taking it through, spiral, and release, take it through, spiral, and release. Walk your feet in, open wide, and just shift from side to side, bending one knee, bending the other, freeing up your spine. Let it go. Let your shoulders relax. Take it all out. Shake your head no, nod yes. Let your skull really dangle and feel that moving up. You can free flow it a little bit. Feel that moving up from your head to your tail. Just giving your brain a chance to get some blood flow. And then come in and roll all the way up, coming all the way up to the top. Let's inhale up and exhale, push down. So light and easy, in through your nose, and then exhale. Like you're pushing two big empty jugs underwater. Inhale, lift, light, free and easy, and exhale, strong. Oh, squeaky deakies over here. Squeaky deeks. Squeak, squeaky. Squeaky squeaks. The squeaker had a trip to the vet yesterday, which was not his favorite move, but he's had digestive issues since the beginning. Here's my little David Bowie cat. I don't know if you can see his eyes. He's such a good boy. He's unbelievably good, but he's just a little weirdo. Oh, he was a good boy. There's like no scratching, or he just was crying the whole time and curled into a little ball. His noodliness was in full effect. All right, inhale, open, and exhale. Inhale, open. And then when he came home, he went and hid behind the couch for quite a long time. before he would come out again. Last one, deep breath in. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, let it go. All righty. So anybody in the TV land? Oh, we have people there. Thanks for watching. Join us again Monday morning or Monday afternoon for somatic inquiry, and comment, like, subscribe, do all the things, because that helps my channel, which is still not a professional channel because I do not have enough viewing hours. It like uses 1 year and it just keeps sliding back and sliding back. So yeah, maybe one day I will join the people that have actual channels that are professional.